Hey guys, what's going on? And we're back for session 2 of Katawa Shoujo. I just want to mention, in the first session, I had the little fraps numbers up here in the top that were freaking out, and if not, then I will edit this part out, but from what I could see in the videos, they were going ahead and they were staying up here. I figured out how to fix that because I'm a dummy. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and start back up from where we were. Oh, wait. That is totally not where we wanted to be. We actually want to be right here. Yep. Okay. So, last time we met, well, first of all, if you didn't know, we had a heart attack as a main character. Yep. We started out, we had a heart attack because our main lovey-dovey asked us out, and we were like, oh no, senpai, and we basically had a heart attack. Well, after a little while being in the hospital, Hasao's family decided to transfer him over to basically a school for disabled, not children, but teenagers, I don't know how to describe it. And we are now in this decision if, do you want to introduce yourself to the class? And I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah. Just because it's the kind of person I am, I'm gonna go ahead and just say yes because it's my kind of personality. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course. Not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. Sorry about that, kind of had a little problem right there. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. There's a lot of threes in that. Muto opens the door and enters. Damn Mutos. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. Gotta get a grip. This is a big step. I know that. But there isn't any point of worrying so much about it. At least, not this soon. Hey look, it's Ari! No, I'm just kidding. If you guys even know what I'm talking about. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new student. Well, not students, because we're not the teacher, but classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one girl seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a bit jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking to you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he's introducing me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands, as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses and then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kinda cute. So is the cherry-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her at the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except for one girl in the first row who only has one hand. Bubba. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing and thanks for this applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Nicki Minaj. Nice to meet everybody. I mean, Hasanakai, not Nicki Minaj. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Well, that was anticlimactic as hell. Thanks. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said. Though, a few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have been worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he is done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. Well, I guess it's kind of clapping, but I mean, you can if you ever only have one hand, just if you can, be able to do that, just go ahead and, against your fingers. That's clapping, technically. It makes me feel a little bad. It probably would, for anybody. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Sure, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's a class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How can I know? Teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh right, Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and golden eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Yeah, you're funny. You're funny. Sorry if anyone... I'm gonna do that every time she does her laugh, so you better be ready, guys. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. I think everyone else viewing is caught off as well. Caught off guard. It's nice to meet you, but... I'm not Hakamichi, I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi Shitan. And there is Miss Shizune. Giggling, Misha points out to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue hair when I just described the hair. Dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She doesn't say much because she's kind of deaf. Oh, they're doing some hot sign language shit. If you guys didn't know, I actually am in sign language at the moment, so... But they don't actually really show any sign language in this game. It'd be kind of cool if they do some motions, like kind of like what they did a second ago, but no actual sign language. But she immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Akamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I'll be honest, the only reason I did sign language is because there's literally the only thing at my school is sign language and Spanish, and I honestly did not want to know Spanish. I really, like, they had French, but they got rid of it as soon as I got into high school, so it sucks. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, you'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you? What a son of a bitch. I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would be. You would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. Interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon, He-chan, right? He-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never really liked that nickname. I don't see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. Yeah, you look just like a He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands ablur. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I kind of had to stop the video there for a second. You probably won't even notice it. But I had to stop the video there for a second because apparently the music wasn't going through. I don't know if it's going to go through the video or not. I'll have to check later, but music was supposed to be playing through some of that part, and I don't know why it disappeared randomly. Whatever. Misha seems a little bit overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants to know that she's the class rep. So, if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free and ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little bit if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluent translation. I know how she feels. I'm reading this whole goddamn game. It's not like the language in this game is bad at all. It's hard for me to read. Sometimes, like, you know, especially reading it to you guys, but I'm trying my best. So give me credit. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, just kinda came straight to class today. Don't worry guys, we don't see much of her after this if we go into a different route, so don't worry, that laugh won't be there for very long. Unless you guys want to go into the Disney route, then we're going to have so much laughs. We're going to have so many good times with Misha. Not implying anything. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either, silly goose. Always, even if it's a trip to a convenience store. Really, Shi-chan? If you notice, I'm gonna be probably changing up people's voices a lot during this. I'm not the best voice actor in the world. Even though I actually kind of wanted to be a voice actor, but I've noticed my talents are not really strong suited there. So, because if you can't tell, I'm not the best voice actor. It'd be awesome if I was, but it sucks. So, yeah. So if you notice I change up characters' voices or kind of do random things during their voice or during the little vlogs, look, it's just because I'm kind of just reading it and just kind of doing my own thing. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly, like half-assedly, but Rick Astley. But anyway, I don't say anything, and reaches on something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was something about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. No, they do it by hitting people. I didn't know, Misha. Thank you. Didn't know. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. It was funny. It was good. Alright. She's a name, not talking, because she can't talk. Well, she maybe can, but I'm not going to explain the deaf culture right now, so let's just go ahead and go through this. And another thing, if you don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. I guess that was not the appropriate term for this woman. Okay, maybe that was just how that was a little too casual. Maybe Shizune will be more appropriate. Yeah, I think so, Misha. I think so too. I think so. Yep, Shizune these. Okay, that'd be a lot easier. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive. Why am I having such a problem with apprehensive earlier? Especially about Suzune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that. Just less so, I guess. Exclamation point. Huh? Oh, right. We haven't even touched the assignment. We should start the work now, or Shi-chan will be mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start it now if we want to finish it before the end of class. That too. Look at that face. That face Shizune's got. Look at that little triangle smile. Look at it. Look at it. Triangles. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Well, I hope not, Sal, because then that would mean your cognitive ability is shit. Okay, I get the message. Now I turn from a triangle to a little dash. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? I mean, two girls wanting to welcome me, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, especially one with pink drill hair. Yeah, I'm into that. You not? Look at the pink drills. Look at those. Fancy. Fancy. The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of both being difficult and unnecessarily long. Is it math? Because math can be like that. Or some type of science. I always forget what Muto actually even teaches, so maybe we'll learn that throughout. I think it's science, if I remember right. I don't know what type of science because I don't think they go deep about it, but still, we finish it in a few minutes. We finish it a few minutes early than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish. Not to mention, a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby and where I meet Muto, down at the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to a courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! No, Misha, this is just another classroom. It is totally just another huge classroom. Technically it is. Because we're in school. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. People's just staring. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I'll be right back in 1 second, guys.